first in-person PLSA annual conference for 3 years, and it couldn't come at a more crucial time for an industry facing global economic uncertainty, rising inflation and a cost of living crisis.
I was amazed that you fixed the timing of this conference so precisely that you got the peak moment in this extraordinary saga that we're seeing at the moment.
I was actually told that the title was, "Is the UK in a Turbulent Time?" And I just want to say, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Moments of levity during a period that could challenge even the most stoic of pension fund managers. So if the outlook is this uncertain, what can this industry do to reassure savers and continue to push for progress?
In the midst of a cost of living crisis, we don't want to be saying to people, you need to pay more money into your pension. They've got shorter term issues that are far more pressing. However, without a plan, we'll never get long-term change. So this is asking for a plan, starting from the mid-2020s, going out into the 2030s. We want to see national objectives set for the pension system to be adequate, affordable and fair. We need to see an increase to the state pension. We need to see auto-enrolment broadened and deepened. We need to have some specific actions to address underpensioned groups. And we want to encourage industry initiatives that will really help people make the most of their savings.
A purposeful long-term plan, but one that could be hard to pursue when, as raised during the conference pensions panel, some current headlines may be fueling finance fears.
Your average consumer may well have thought that, a couple of weeks ago, many pension funds across the UK were hours from going bust and their pension savings were at risk of being completely wiped out. And it's that kind of irresponsible reporting that I think can do the pensions industry a lot of damage.
An audience only too aware of just how vital communication with customers is in the current climate.
I think sadly we have to take a bit of humble pie here and actually appreciate the fact that pensions are not going to be top of the agenda when you're trying to pay the electric bills and trying to do, just take your kids to school and run the car. Actually, what we've got here is, okay, we have a whole load of negative headlines. We can probably, just put out some simple messaging about the fact that don't worry, this is not affecting you. You have a DC scheme or you've got a DB scheme, but it's appropriately funded. So we can do some simple messaging, but then we just have to let them get on with their day-to-day lives with the acknowledgement that actually the fact that they aren't calling means that they probably don't need to know this right now, and we don't want to overload people, which in itself has a negative consequence.
Meanwhile, the newly appointed Pensions Minister expressed his hope that during tough times, when saving may not be a priority or possibility for so many, one long-awaited communication tool could be the key to encouraging more people to think long-term.
I do hope that one of the major nudges to greater saving will be the pensions dashboard, because it will, for the first time, help people really understand what they're heading towards and help them invest, help them consider whether they can and want to invest in things for their retirement.
And if people have invested wisely, protecting that hard-earned pot from poor decisions and scammers at the point of retirement is more vital than ever.
Well, I think the important thing is for savers to take their time about decisions that they might make and not to rush into decisions that they might regret later. Whether that's because they're worried about the cost of living or whether that's because they're worried about events that are going on right at this moment. And if savers are worried, I would really recommend that they go to Money Helper, where there's lots of really good guidance and advice that will help them with the decisions that they might want to make.
They've got a large asset there, and in this environment, you might think, I need that money now, and you're not considering the long term. So get support. Don't make the decision in isolation.
Yeah, that's right, because you've spent all this time building up a pot. That pot's to last you for the rest of your life. Take good quality decisions now.
New ideas are what we're here for. New perspectives on the vast range of issues we deal with. New connections to share them with.
Pensions experts alongside those offering unique insights into global affairs. The PLSA once again providing the forum for key conversations, with this year's industry gathering more well-timed than ever before.